Hey guys, it's Mira the Millennial, and I wanted to tell you guys a story about something that changed my life. Everybody wants to be a mogul, everybody wants to be an expert in something, but they don't know the discipline, they don't know the courage, and they don't know the confidence it takes to do that. Today I want to tell you a story from my life that changed my perspective and changed my outlook on life forever. So I went to Clark Atlanta, the illustrious Clark Atlanta, and I was driving to school one day, and I lived in Gwinnett County, if you're familiar with Georgia, and I lived an hour away. And I was driving to school one day, and it was this car that hit me side on. I'm driving straight, they hit me side on. And when I tell you, my life flashed before my eyes, and I ran into a tree. I actually ran into a tree at the time. And I was like, oh my gosh, my life is like, I'm done. I'm done. The airbags exploded. Everything came down on me. I'm like, God, just get me out of this situation. And I heard a small voice say, move. Just move. When I heard that voice, I knew I had to get out of that car. I didn't know if the car was going to blow up. I didn't know what was about to happen, but I knew I had to get out of that car. With the airbags imploded, with all my stuff still in the car, my computer, everything was in the car because, I was on my way to school. I jumped out the car, and when I looked down at my leg was my bone. My knee was outside of my bone, and my ankle bone was outside of my ankle. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to make it. I don't know how I'm going to make it. With all the strength in me, God pushed me and I moved. I crawled 2 lanes over to safety. And I'm telling you this story because that's what it's like when you are trying to become a mogul, when you are trying to become an expert, when you're trying to make change. You might have an unforeseen circumstance that hit you like a head-on collision, but you gotta move. Whether that's actually moving, whether that's mentally moving, whether that's moving through a situation, you have to move. You have to have enough discipline to know when to listen to that voice that says move and make a decision. Because it's people, that's in that same situation, that might not have moved. Or you might be a person that's getting the opportunity to move in your mindset, to move somewhere in the world, to do something, and you're not moving on it. This is a word for you. It's time to move. Shifts are happening. Things are happening now. And I remember that time when things get hard for me, because even though I moved and I crawled and did all that, when I got to the hospital, the doctor said I might not be able to walk again. The doctor said, clear out the room, and told me in private, I might not be able to walk again. So this is a testament to sometimes it's going to get worse before it get better. But if you believe that voice that told you to move, if you believe what that voice is telling you to do, you have what it takes. You have what it takes to be an expert, to be a mogul, to move mountains, and to do what God has called you to do. I want you to really, really think, am I ready? Do I have the discipline? Do I have the courage to do what God has called me to do? And move on what God is asking me to do. If you do, I want you to ask yourself one question before you go. Do you like what you see in the mirror?